Hello, good morning everyone. This is Miss Neha here. How are you all? I hope you all are doing great. So, today we will start a new lesson, lesson 2, indirect measurement, topic 12. The page numbers are 673 till 676. And your homework pages will be 677 and 678. So, quickly take your book and be ready. So, yesterday we learned many vocabulary words, right? You remember? We learned longest, as you can see here, we learned longest, shortest, longer, shorter, length. Measure we will learn in upcoming lessons, okay? Now, the longest and shortest, we will use the longest and shortest when we compare more than two objects, right? And when we want to compare only two objects, we will use longer and shorter. ER, when you have ER, longer and shorter, it means you are comparing only the two objects. Like you can see here, you see this pencil, this one blue small pencil here, and there is one red pencil here. So you're comparing these two pencils, and I can say this red pencil is longer. The same thing over here, as you can see for the shorter, the blue one is the shorter. Now, longest and shortest, you can see here, these are the worms. You can see the yellow one is the longest, and the red one over here is the shortest. And we also learned about the length. Length means the distance from one end till the another end. It means how long an object is. Okay? Now let us just quickly take a review that what we did yesterday. Now, if you remember, you know how to find the longest and the shortest object, right? Now here, as you can see, let me take my pen. Now circle the longest muffler and shortest snake. So we have two questions here. Now you can see here, these are the three pictures of the muffler. I have this one, and this one. Now you have to tell me which is the longest one. So we place all these three mufflers starting from the same point, and then you see which is the longer one. Can you tell me which is the longer one or the longest? If you tell me it's blue, then good job, excellent. So blue is the longest muffler. Now let's come to the snakes. Now here you see there are these three snakes, the brown, green, and yellow. Which is the shortest snake? If you tell me it's the yellow one, then excellent. Then yellow one is the shortest snake. I hope you know how to find the longest and the shortest object. Now, before I begin with this lesson, I want you to take a string or a yarn. Just take a piece, just cut a piece from a string or a yarn and sit with it so that we will use it when we solve the questions in the book. Okay? I want you to take the string or a yarn if you have in your home. Now, in this lesson, what are we going to learn? Indirect measurements. Two objects can be measured indirectly by comparing both to the third object. Now, if I want to compare two objects, now as you can see in the picture, there's a blue pencil and there is the red pencil, right? Now, if without putting them together, how can I say that this pencil is longer or this pencil is shorter? So if I want to measure it indirectly, I will use the third object. What is the third object? The string, right? The string that we took. So you will put the string and you will put below both the objects, and then you will measure which is longer and which is shorter. Okay, so now here, if I take a string, and let me start with suppose I take the string and I place my string here. Now the same string, if I put here to measure, now you see, now can you tell me which is the shorter one, the blue one or the red one? You see, I use the string. Now, if you have this string, I want you to take this string and measure it here on the screen and tell me which one is the shorter one. The same string you will use for both. I did not change this string. I first time measured the red one, and then the same string I took and I placed below the blue pencil. So you see, I can easily say that this one is the shorter one, right? This is what you have to do. You don't need to put them together like how we did yesterday. We know how to compare and how to put them in order. But here we will use indirectly without measuring or without putting them together. Just with the help of string, I can tell which object is smaller or shortest, or which object is longest. Now here the shorter is the red pencil. Now, when you see this question number 4, look here. Which is longer? I have 2 pins here. As you can see, I have 2 pins here. Now, if I take a string and I first place over here, okay, I will first place under this orange pin. Now, the same string I will put under the red pin. Now, you see, now can you tell me which is the longer one? Which pin is the longer, the orange or the red? Good job. The red pin is the longer, right? Because you see the string that I used to measure the orange one, when I place it under the red one, it is small. I can see this pin is longer. The ends are not even near. The pin is going out of the end. So this is longer. And this one is the shorter one, right? So this is shorter and this is longer. You understand how to do this? This is what we are going to do in this lesson. We will compare the objects indirectly with the help of string. Now, we can compare the length of 3 objects and put them in order. Now, I have some clues for you. Let us compare the lines. You have to arrange from shortest to longest. Now, the clues over here will help me to find which line is shorter and which line is longer. And then we will read the clues to make sure that what we draw is correctly. Okay? Now, let's draw here. Now, let's read number 1. Here, the clue number 1, they say, a blue line is shorter than a red line. So now we know they are not telling you how long the line is, but I know the blue line will be shorter than the red line. So I will just make a line, not too long, but a little bit short. Then a red line. A blue line is shorter than a red line. So I know the red line is longer than the blue line, right? Here. You see? The clue number 1, a blue line is shorter than a red line. So I draw my blue line here. I know that the blue line is shorter than the red line, so I draw also the red line here. So now the next clue number 2, the red line is shorter than a green line. Now, I have my red line here. So I know the clue over here that my red line needs to be shorter than the green line. So I will make a green line a little bit longer. Now you see, now clue number 1 and clue number 2. It helped me to draw the picture. The red line is, my red line over here is shorter than the green line. Now clue number 3, the blue line is shorter than the green line, right? Now you see, the blue line over here, this line is shorter than the green line, right? The blue line over here is shorter than the green line. So yes, the clues helped us compare the lengths. right? Did you understand? Now, when you have these type of questions, when you have clues in the questions, you have to draw it, and then you will read your clues again to make sure that what you draw is correctly. Okay? So when I read my last clue, the blue line is shorter than the green line. Yes, you can see in the picture the blue line is shorter. Now here, as you can see, what you can see here, I can see there are two rulers, right? This one and this one. Now both are of different length. Now you can see in this picture there is a piece of a yarn. Here he took two pieces of yarn to measure both the rulers. Now by looking at the yarn, can you tell me which ruler is longer? The top one or the bottom one? Which is the longer ruler? Excellent. The bottom one is longer, right? You see the string over here? This string is smaller than this one. This one is the longer one, right? Now let's start with our lesson video. I want you to listen carefully and answer the questions.
How can you compare objects when they are in different places? You can use one object to compare and find out which object is longer.
Let's find out more.
You could use a string to compare the two pencils. Compare one pencil with the string. This pencil is shorter than the string. Compare the other pencil with the same piece of string.
This pencil is longer, right? You see this pencil is longer than the string.
This pencil is longer than the string. Is the green string the same length as the green string that was compared to the blue pencil?
Yes, we use the same string, right?
Yes, the blue pencil is shorter than the string. The red pencil is longer than the string. So the blue pencil is shorter than the red pencil. Now you know how to compare the lengths of two objects by using a third object.
So you know how we can compare the lengths of two objects by using a string? You can see here this blue pencil and this red pencil, and I have a piece of string over here. I use the same piece of string to compare both the pencil. When I put the string below the blue one, it was shorter. When I place it under the red pencil is longer. Now, let's start. All of you open your book. Now, here, as you can see, I will read the questions for you. I will read the question for you, and we will solve it together. Now, how can you find out whether the shoe or the pencil is longer without putting them next to each other? This is what we learn now. How can you find out? We will use the third object, right? The string. What can you use? Of course, the string. Circle the longer object and explain how you found out. So, what you need to do here is, in your book, I want you to take a piece of a string, okay? And you will place first, I will place it below the shoe over here. So my string is this length, okay? Now, the same string I'm going to place here. Now, can you tell me which is the longer object? Which object is crossing, or it's coming out of the string, which is more longer than the string? The shoe or the pencil? Bravo! The pencil is longer. Now, can you explain me how you find out? With the help of string. First, I put the string below the shoe. This the same string, I placed it below the pencil. And now you can see the difference here. The pencil is longer than the string. Got it how to do it? Yes, you do it. Now, next page. You can see the example here we just did in the video. We can use one object to compare and find out which pencil is longer. You see, the same string is used to compare the blue pencil and the red pencil. So when I placed it, I found out the red pencil is longer than the blue pencil. Now, the guided practice, circle the object that is longer. Use the red crayon to help. Now here they have given you 2 red crayons. Now I want you to place, just take this red crayon and place it below these 2 markers. You see, when you place, when the crayon is placed below the marker, I found out that this green marker is longer than the purple marker. Now, here in question number 2, the same red crayon, if I place it below these 2 objects, which one do you think is the longer one? If you select this one, then correct. The feather is longer. Excellent, good job. So you know how to do it, right? Using another object. Now this is the independent practice that you will do it by yourself. It's very easy. Now circle the object that is longer. Use the orange string to help you. Now in all these questions, you see question number 3, 4, 5, and 6. You can see the string is given for you. Now I want you to measure the same string. And then what you can do is just place below these objects given to you. Here, if I place this string below the frog, and the same string I put below the leaf. Now, which one do you think is the longer one, the frog or the leaf? Well done. The frog is longer. Now, the same thing you have to do for question number 4, 5, and 6. Okay, now question number 7, you have to read and you have to solve it. Use the object in item 5 and 6 to fill in the blanks. Now, the book is longer than you have to use the object from question number 5 and 6 to fill these blanks. The toothpaste is longer than so the book is blank than the stapler. So you know how to do it. Here you have to write the name of the objects and then you have to write it as longer or shorter. Okay? Now our last page. Problem solving. Question number 8. Use the clues to figure out the names of each dog. This is same like the clues, the example that we did previously, right? I explained you the clues for the red lines. So you have to read the clues that will help you to answer the question. Write the name under the correct dog. Tango is taller than Bongo. So here you have the name of 3 dogs. Bongo, Turbo, and Tango. Now here they say Tango is taller than Bongo. Turbo is shorter than Bongo. So how will you do this? Tango is taller than Bongo. Now can you tell me which one among this is Bongo, Tango, and Bongo? Read again. Tango is taller than Bongo. So I can write here Tango is taller than Bongo. So can I write here Tango is taller than bongo. The second one, turbo is shorter than bongo. So I know this blue one is turbo. Turbo is shorter than bongo, and tango is taller than bongo. So you really have to go through the clues very carefully to find out your answer. Now, here, question number 9 and 10, I want you to do it by yourself. Feel free to ask me any questions. Till then, thank you very much. Take care, stay safe, stay clean. Bye bye. See you tomorrow.